Hey, it's the Big Kahuna here, coming to you live from the 16th floor of the Paradise Resort Hotel in Myrtle Beach, right on the ocean front. You see the great view behind me. Uh, my brothers are in town, and I've been visiting with them. And I thought I'd make a quick video. We had some rather interesting stuff happening today. Apparently, a couple of chunks of the Second Street fishing pier broke off, and they washed up in front of our hotel. And it was funny how everybody I talked to before we read what was in the newspaper or on the website, the stories I heard. I thought with all the cops down the street, I thought maybe a body washed up. But the stories I heard from people when you'd ask them what happened, none of it was actually matched the facts. It's just that people just make shit up as they go along. So this old guy told me that they were chunks of a lost shipwreck that washed ashore. You know, that's some of the kind of stories I heard. And you know what I thought? I thought, Jesus, they make things up. They should work for CNN, the way they make shit up. All right. Now, we're facing a possible problem economically with these, trains, conductors, and engineers going on strike. Now, I want to tell you, you look it up, you'll find out. I switch hands, my arm's falling asleep. You look up how much a train engineer makes, a conductor makes, and they make a pretty good wage. Engineers' base pay is 85, they average 120. Conductors are considerably less, but they still make a good wage. And this negotiation that's been going on here, well, who's in charge of the negotiations? Pete Buttigieg, the worst mayor ever, is our Secretary of Transportation, and a man who has absolutely no qualifications to do the job. He's never administered over anything effectively. And this is how we have with the Biden administration hiring people because predicated on their sexual proclivities. I mean, you look at it. Buttigieg is gay. The press secretary is a lesbian. All right, you got the transsexual in the Department of Health. You know, Richard Levine. You have this guy, freaky gay TikTok influencer that has been having an on and again, off again thing with the White House and their social media. Then you have the non-binary drag queen that's in charge. That's the number 2 guy in the Department of Energy. All right. And when you look at how many people are in the government in leadership positions, Google it. Don't take my word for it. Google it. It's ridiculous. You got 10 people in leadership positions in the DOD that are either gay, lesbian, a combination thereof, or considers them self-identifies as a tree with a knothole. This is why we're in this. One of the reasons why we're in the situation we're in now with our economy, with our country, because they just made a gay Satanist. They put a gay Satanist who's involved with the Satanic Temple in Salem, Massachusetts, as he's the leader of a sect, a coven of gay Satanists and witches. He is in the Department of Health, and he is in charge of monkeypox. Okay. Is it just me? Am I the only one who sees this crap? We have people like this in the Department of Education pushing this kind of lifestyle. Chemical castration, like Dickless Levine does. It's absolutely sickening. And every time you turn around, you find out there's another one of these freaks involved in the government. We gotta put a stop to that 2 years. We re-elect Trump. But also, we need to really get together this year. We need to unify behind Republican candidates. I don't care if you didn't like this guy or this girl in the primary. There's people in that won their primaries that I don't particularly care for, and Kemp, Nancy Mace, Dr. Oz. But you know what? People, you're stuck with them. Anybody who wants to complain about Dr. Oz, take one good look at John Fetterman. Take a good long look at John Fetterman, and he makes Dr. Oz look pretty damn good. You take a look at him. This is a man with a violent history. He was involved in violent incidents at Albright College. He chased a black man with a shotgun for no reason. Nothing happened to him when he was a mayor. The guy was just jogging. And that whole scenario kind of reminded me of the crap when the rednecks got in the truck and hunted down and killed a black man. This guy's no different than them. No different, except he didn't kill the guy. But he chased him down with a shotgun. He had no authority to do that. He had no reason to do that. And Fetterman is, like I said, when he was at Albright College, he caused a lot of disturbances in Reading. They called him the caveman for a reason back then. So we really got to come together. We got to get people like Russell Fry, and it's not just the federal government. It's the state. It's the local. School board's very important right now because all the crap that people who are working in the public school system are trying to get away with. We need administrative people like Ellen Weaver, who's going to stop it. We don't want drag queen story time in our grandchildren's kindergarten. We don't want a dance show of drag queens in our with an unauthorized drag queen show with unauthorized drag queen club like they had in East Hanover, Pennsylvania. This is the kind of stuff they're going to keep trying to push in. Same thing with CRT. School board elections have never been more important, and the superintendent of schools for the state of South Carolina have never been more important. That's why you need somebody like Ellen Weaver, and I really stress her, because when I'm making my calls for the GOP, a lot of people aren't familiar with her, and I ask you to go on her site and see what she's about. She's against all this woke BS. She's against CRT. She's against the LGBTQ alphabet soup crap, and she's for charter schools, and the money follows the child. So in other words, a school district can't continue to receive that money even though that child went to another school. That money is going to go to that school. It's going to follow the child. It's one of the many ways, the many rackets that public school systems have for funding. I had a son who went an IEP. They wanted to keep him there until he was 21. He graduated when he was 18. and he was not a he did not need to be kept there, and he's an successful excuse me he's successful in his life, in his career, and he's not a there was no need to keep him for an extra couple of years. They wanted to keep him till he was 21. And they do that with a lot of kids that have IEPs, whether they're an IEP, even if they're a gifted IEP, they try to hold on to the kid till he's 21. If you're gifted, you have a gifted IEP, you shouldn't be staying in school till they're 21. You should be going to college, if you're that gifted. That's the other thing we got to do. We got to change the way colleges are funded. Colleges cannot be diploma mills. They need to be producing productive people. You don't go to college and come away with a degree in ethnic studies. What are you going to do with that? There should be putting people out that are going to be productive to society, careers that are productive to society, and not all this garbage. I have a cousin who took marine biology in college. Does he work in the ocean? Does he work at like SeaWorld or anything like that? He picks orders in a paint factory. And he has a degree in marine biology. We have to have people. We also need people who have skills. We need to have more people going into trade schools and become welders and carpenters, masons. Do you know how hard it is to find a stone mason? I'm not talking about a brick mason, but a stone mason. They make big bucks, and they're in demand. Sometimes they'll travel across multiple states if they have a big job. These are trades that need to be pushed in vocational technical schools. We don't need this is why it's so important. We need somebody like Ellen Weaver in there, and we need new leadership in the federal Department of Education. If it were up to me, the U.S. Department of Education would be completely eliminated, and everything would be placed upon the states. So, California want to make freaks? Go ahead and make your freaks. South Carolina doesn't want to make freaks. Florida doesn't want to make freaks. New York, you want to make freaks? Make as many freaks as you want, but don't expect the government and the taxpayers to absolve their debt because they took a loan to go on ethnic studies or some kind of sexual study crap. Garbage degrees. Toilet paper degrees is what they are, because you can wipe your ass with them, because that's about what they are worth. It's toilet paper degrees. Here comes the helicopter. I don't know if you see that. They go, well, anybody in Myrtle Beach knows they're going by all the time. But it's a beautiful view up here to watch the sunrise. Heading back to our apartment on Friday, and heading back to the office probably on Monday. But doing work at home. So I appreciate you listening to my rant today, and hope you take note. It's important for somebody that we get somebody like Ellen and Russell, of course, and Tim Scott and Henry McMaster. These are people that are very important that we need to keep elect or keep in office. And we really need to keep people together. And I know it's hard if you want to that you wanted a certain person to become a candidate, and you don't like the person that got the nomination. We can't afford excuse me, we can't afford apathy, and we can't afford just a low voter turnout. We need the highest possible turnout we can get. We need every vote in every precinct, in every town, in every county, in every state, for this to be the big red wave that we want to see. And that's about it for now. Stay safe and God bless.